Everybody, welcome to the City of Los Angeles ADU Accessory Dwelling Unit walkthrough. We're going to walk through the City of Los Angeles's accessory dwelling website to try to explain to anybody that is looking for permits for an ADU exactly what they need to do to get their permits and their plan check. We're going to walk all through this. For this example, we're only going to be working with the accessory dwelling units here and not worrying about junior or movable tiny house or anything like that as well too. So an ADU is allowed in any zone that allows for residential uses by right, and you don't have to put in new parking if it's already half-mile walking distance from a public transportation center like a bus stop. You don't have to replace the parking when covered parking is removed in conjunction with the construction of ADU. So that means if you are transforming your area into an ADU from a carport or a garage, you do not have to replace that covered parking requirement. However, if you have a newly constructed detached ADU, solar panels will be required as well too. You do not have to have fire sprinklers either if they weren't in the primary residence, but we're getting pretty deep into this stuff already. I'm going to go back out of this and I'm going to stop. Pause. Welcome to the City of Los Angeles ADU program. We're going to walk through the City of Los Angeles's accessory dwelling unit requirements for submitting for permit, what the difference is between standard plans and doing your own plans, as well as providing you at least one tip that can save you thousands of dollars in your plan check fees. You have to stay for the end to that, and when I come to the end, we'll reveal the secret tip to save you thousands of dollars on your plan check fees. An accessory dwelling unit is allowed in any residential area in the City of Los Angeles, and it's an attached or detached residential dwelling unit that provides a full independent living area or living quarters for one or more people. And it's located on a lot that's already has an existing primary residence as well too. So you can sleep, you can eat, you can cook, just the same as you would with a single family home, but it's just smaller for people to live there. So if you're building that, you got to go through the City of Los Angeles plan check review and permit issuance and inspection process. And the way this works is, first, when you're getting ready to do and submit your plans into the City of Los Angeles, you have to first get several different sections done. You have to get your zoning and your property information. You have to design and draw your plans. You have to submit your plans into what's called plan check, and there's an easy way to do that. I'll walk you through that. Once you make it through the plan check process, you will get your permit issued. After that, you will pull your permit, and then you will go through the construction and inspection process. And at the very end of that construction and inspection process, you'll receive your certificate of occupancy. Don't skip any of these steps because you want this certificate of occupancy issued so that you can have a legally compliant accessory dwelling unit. So without further ado, we're going to go into that. We're going to also cover LAU approved standard plans and why they're such a great thing, as well as the electronic plan review program. And we're going to go over the different forms and what you need to have on your plans as well too. So we'll go through all of that as we walk through. So your zoning, property information, and building permit records, you're going to need to get this information on your property before you go into the city, because you're going to have to put this information on your drawings, and I'm going to walk you through each step of that process as well too. You get that information from what's called ZEMAS. You can get that at zemas.lacity.org. In this case, hang on here. There's a bad URL here. Yeah, so you want to do it zemas.lacity.org. You're going to accept the information here, and you're going to do. You're going to look for something here. Just the house number here, and then you're going to put the street number, and you're going to find different choose yours here, and the Zima system will take you right to that address. Here on this address, you'll see your lot and your parcel area information. You'll see all of the different references, and you're going to be using this information later on in your application. After you've received your zoning information, you're going to find your building permit records. Building permit records that can be obtained online, in person or in mail, or you can do it at permitreport.com. You can see those here, and we have a sister site that can find those for you. If you need to order a permit record, you can do so right here. Just a residential building permit record report here. For $60, we'll search this information for you. Going back to the ADU site. You're going to be looking for developing your own plans. Now, you can develop them on your own, or you can develop custom, or you can do the standard plan process. But every one of your standard plans, when you're designing and drawing your plans, you have to create what's called a submittal package. That includes the building permit records, and you have to follow the minimum plan requirements that the City of Los Angeles puts out there. So in those things, you have to have a plot plan, which the plot plan is a very simple drawing that shows the location of your street, the names, the lot dimensions, existing buildings, area of work, the layout, the driveway location, the yard setbacks. All of these things go on the plot plan. I'll show you an example of that. You'll also have to do a floor plan. This is going to show you exactly where the different rooms are, if you have different rooms in yours, where the kitchen is, where the doors and windows are, where you're putting the bed, all those things for the floor plan. The building elevations and cross sections, you'll have to show the exterior elevations. What does it look like for new construction? You have to detail what's on the exterior walls, how it's projecting out, any cross sections. You'll have to also do contain a foundation plan, whether or not that's just a slab on grade or if it's a raised floor construction. You'll have to show the size and the direction of the floor joists as they go on. The roof framing, you'll have to show that the roof rafters and the ceiling joists and the size and the difference between them as well. You'll also have to show energy calculations and what's called a certificate of compliance from Title 24. And then you'll also, if applicable, the green code. Any materials that you're using. That's for really expensive ADUs. If you keep your cost of construction under $200,000, $225,000, you won't have to apply for these green code items. So more detailed document submittal requirements can be found from the Department of Information bulletins, and we're going to go through those as well here. What that is, however, those are also found in the ADU standard plans. So for the ADU standard plans right now, there's a ton that they have, and these are developed by private licensed architects. The City of Los Angeles has one here, which is a one-story, one-bedroom, 455 square foot ADU. Goes UADU is what they call it. Looks like this. The problems with ADUs that are standardized is that you can't have any changes. This is what they look like. You may be able to do different configurations within this. It shows here the different configurations that they will allow. This is kind of it's an interesting look. I've got these, angled walls. Kind of nice. I like it. You can see, what the different rooms are and what they're used for. Bedroom here, things like that. It's got this little key here, the main entry, the living area. Here's some windows and the closet, which is optional. This is what it looks like from the inside. This is what they are expecting that you will provide and build when you use a standard plan. Some people don't like that, so they have other standard plans that have been adopted. And you can choose, if you choose to go with the standard plan program, you can choose any one of these. And right now there looks to be about 60 different, no, even more now, 76 different standard plans. And you can choose these. I'm going to look at ADU 76. This is from Mealy Homes, LLC. And this tells you a little bit about the company and how you get a hold of them and how you can purchase this standard plan. The reason I like this one is it's under 500 square feet, and we'll get to that in a little bit of why that's important. It's pretty basic. Just shows exactly what you need. You've got a bedroom, you've got a little laundry area, you've got a bathroom, and a little sitting area with a small kitchen. So very efficient little unit. Got a little TV area here as well too. So you can get a good sense of what these things are. So this is what an LA standard plan is. When you choose that, this standard plan, and you click on what the plans are here, this is where you'll actually see the plans. You'll have to get the description from them, and they will have all of the items that you need for submittal in your plan sets. So that is the benefit of using the standard plan submittal program. You don't have to worry about creating from scratch all of these different items that you need for the plan check review. They will come with you. So once you have developed your plans, whether or not you've chosen a standard plan or you're developing your own, you're going to go through the plan submittal process, which is through ePLanLA. That is an online portal that you can go to, and you have to submit, and you have to get yourself a I wanted to show you some more information about what needs to be on your plans. The City of Los Angeles has a document submittal requirement sheet for new ADUs that have to abide by the standard plan document. The trick is that this is the suggested minimum document submittal requirements, including architectural and structural plans, calculations. This really needs to be for anything. So whether or not you do it by a standard plan or if you're doing your own plans, this stuff has to be on there regardless. The good thing about a standard plan is that it's already on there. I'm going to show you an example of it. So for example, what they need is on your plans, you have to have architectural plans, including all variations of each plan based on, this is for how to get yourself approved as a standard plan. But when you use and you submit, you do need to have a floor plan, a roof plan, exterior elevations, and cross sections. You also have to have the foundation plan, the floor framing plan, the roof plan, the truss plan, the structural framing connection details. You have to have energy calculation and forms, material specifications as well. So they've got some expanded information on these things. They have to be on an 18 by 24, so you've got to get them printed on big paper already. They have to be clear. You have to be able to read it. So if you can go 24 by 36, that's even better. And you will need to have it signed and stamped by an architecture or an engineer. And they do want a wet signature and stamp on the cover sheet of each document. So the cover sheet is going to look like this. This is what it looks like. Here's your plot plan and then your vicinity plan area. This is, again, going back to that UADU. These are the different floor plans that they offer here with this standardized plan. You're going to have to put in your odor information as well too. But on this cover sheet, you have to have the applicable codes and what the additions are, and that has to be the 2023 LADBS or the LARC. You have to have the name, the title, registration, address of the designer, the architect. You have to have a description detailing the work, and occupancy group in the floor area, and an index of all sheets, plans, and attachments, and any fire sprinkler requirements. Now, if you don't have fire sprinklers in the main house, you do not have to have them for this. The architectural plan should be fully dimensioned with room sizes and uses. have the dimension plan. What that looks like here is this. This is all of the information that needs to be on there. This is where the architect would stamp it. They would show the different the solar panels that's going to go on the top. Here's the green forms that you need to have. This one's is required here. The green plans will have these forms here, and those have to be filled out. As well as these different Title 24 documents. We mentioned Title 24. That's what's going to go here. You see each page is separately called out here on these different pages. Here's the floor plan with the different dimensions on it, and what this is how they call it out here. Sleeping area, this is the studio, here's the kitchen area. There's the general notes that they need to have, and what each of these different numbers show exactly something that's going on here, like a colored epoxy and what the faucet is here. This is going to be what's called your roof plan. This is going to show, you know, what the materials of the roof is and how it's there. And there's the solar area as well. Here is what these exterior elevations look like as well too. This shows exactly what it's going to look like to some person from the side there. And this is the framing plan that they've got. Each one of your drawings is going to have these things. This is the foundation plan. And this shows how it's sitting on the foundation, and then the trusses as well, and what they have inside them. This is the interior walls, the bathroom walls, and the windows, and what's going into this living area here. This is the different windows and the door schedule, so that they know exactly what window is going where. It's like a big giant Lego puzzle. And then here is the connections with the doors, any skylights, any curb details. These are the different details of how these things are being put together. Again, this is all part of the standard plan, so this has been pre-approved by the city. So once they see that you're using this standard plan, it helps the process go a lot faster. Again, here's more. Here's the stud walls for non-load bearing. Here's the shear wall penetration. This does have to be stamped by a licensed engineer, so that they know that it adheres to different seismic graphics. Here's the foundation plan and the roof framing plan of exactly which goes what and where, and the wood schedule exactly as well too. So that is what the standard plan has, and this is what the standard submittal requirements require. So that will help you get through that process. Next, we're going to go to the ePlan submittal process. Okay, once you're in the ePlan system, you can see here I've got my dashboard here. I'm going to be not starting a new application, but you're going to do all these things here. They got this where you're going to add new projects, and you can start a new application. I've already started this ADU here. I've done a couple of things here, so I'm going to just show you again what this is. If we go into this one, we've already started the process. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to start a new application here. We're going to do, this gives you a chance to do a different one here. We're going to choose accessory dwelling unit. It's going to be a new one, not an addition or an alteration repair. So we're going to go here, and I'm going to add this to my existing project here. You can create a new one here, or you can add your existing project. Click on here. This takes me back to the beginning of the application process. I'm going to be doing the new ADU. Here's my area I'm going to be doing. I'm going to take that information from right here. We're going to do this 5541 North Calhoun. Right here. And what we're going to do here is we're going to use the, if you're using a standard plan, we're going to go back to the description here, and you're going to call it out what the description is. We're going to zoom in here a little bit. if you're using the standard plan, you're going to use this project description here. ADU standard plan, 1-story, slab on feet. It should be in the standard plan for every one of these things here. So you put that information right here. And you want to make sure that they know which ones you're using. You're using the standard plan, the UADU standard plan. And it's going to be this. So they already know what it is. It's going to be slab on grade. All of this stuff is the same. You're going to go then down to the next time, the building type. It's 1 to 2 family dwelling. And your valuation, whatever the cost of your construction is. In this case, we're going to put $200,000. Yours could be less, could be more, I'm not sure. Put in your applicant information, that's you. If you are the contractor or if you're the architect, you'll put your business name here. Since the applicant address is here, I'm going to put in our information for our applicant address and the phone number. And my email address. And in this case, I'm either the architect, I'm the engineer, the contractor, or the owner, or the agent for either one of those. The agent means I'm acting on behalf of either the contractor or the owner. The owner information is optional. You could just use it, you could put it in here or not. In this case, I'm not putting it in there because it doesn't matter for this purposes. Also, the contractor information is optional. The architecture information is optional. If you don't have this stuff yet, you're submitting as the owner, you can do so. All of that information is optional. You just need to make sure that it's the applicant there. So I'm going to go next to the next screen. And this is where you upload your attachments. So you're going to select, you're going to need to make sure that there's a site plan, proposed floor plan layouts, fully dimensioned plans and elevations, structural framing and foundation, structural details if applicable. And what you're going to do is you are going to use the standard plan here. I'm going to save this to my desktop, and this is where I'm going to put it here, and this is what I'm going to use to turn it in. Now, what's going to happen is when I select the file and I upload it, right here, it'll attach all of those items there, and then I can go to the next one here. I've just uploaded, so you have to select it, then upload it, and then you can go to the next once it turns green. And then you add anything like structural calculations or materials. You drop the files there. I'm just going to skip it for now because I don't have anything there. I'm going to review and edit. This is my application. I'm not going to hit, you have a chance here to edit it on each of these screens, and then you submit it. Now, in this case, I'm not going to be submitting it because I don't want to pay for that, but that's the ePLanLA submittal process. Pretty easy. That's also why you want to have all of these things done for you. It's easier to do it in the standard plan submittal checklist. Now, the City of LA also provides a accessory dwelling unit. Basically, this is the comments that always come back. So the City of Los Angeles, when they are doing their plan check for you, they're going to be looking to make sure that you have all of these items on here. So they may circle this if you don't have each sheet with an architect's signature. They would select this and they would circle it and say you need to resubmit with each sheet signed by an architect. They may circle clearances. Clearances are different items, like different places it needs to go to in the City of Los Angeles to make sure that you are getting all of your clearances. Some of these departments, they may have to review it as a project. So make sure you get your clearances really quickly. But if you're interested and you want to see exactly what are the most common issues that come back with these things, this list is the most common mistakes that everybody makes in their application. So if you're doing an attached ADU or a movable tiny house, you know, they have different comments and corrections that come through here. There's going to be general zoning requirements. So for example, if you did not provide any building permits with your application, they would mark this as something you needed to do. Provide a copy of the C of Os and building permits showing the legal existing uses and parking spaces. You may be in some weird zone like an M2 zone. They may say an ADU is not permitted in the M2 zone. They may ask you to provide X amount of parking spaces because you're not within a half mile of a bus stop. They may locate this minimum of one additional covered or uncovered off-street standard parking shall be provided, except when the ADU is within these areas here. So these are the things that they will look at. You can tell already that many of your standard plans already will be able to adhere to these things. You don't need to do that. If you need to provide, let's say if you didn't know what your setback was for your front yard, you can look that up here in this prevailing setback tool. What that does, it's funny that they provide it, but then you can't get to it there. So I'll go back. And we'll just keep talking about different building code requirements. They may have different special uses. All of these things are here. These are the main items that they will tell you that you need to correct on your plans. There may be additional corrections here as well too, and then they'll refer to the code section there as well too. So that's what they will provide back to you. That's the submittal and plan check process. This is the clearances here. When I mention clearances, you may have to go to LADWP if you're working within 10 feet of an LADWP easement. You may need to get clearances from hydrants. There may need to be some way of accessing it. You have to maybe possibly go to the city planning if you're in a historical overlay zone. How you would find that out is you would look in ZEMIS and see if you're in an HPOZ. So in this one here, it will say, is it in a HPOZ area? And what would be the different areas? It says here, is this in a transit-oriented community? It's not eligible. No, so it's not. So it's not within 500 feet of that or 100 feet of that bus stop. You get all of your information from HPOZ here. This is the Historical Preservation Review. No, it is not in an HPOZ. This gives you the parcel number, and you also can see how large the area is and what the existing building square foot is. So this is an 1,836 square foot house. This is where you would find that information. HPOZ would be in this area. Is it going to require a view? Is it a historic place? It's not in an HPOZ area. Finally, after you get your permit, after your corrections have been made and the clearances have been obtained, the permit's issued, and the plans will be stamped approved, and construction can commence. So that's when you start the construction process, and you're going to be going through several different inspections. The first is your groundwork, your footing excavations, your steel, your forms. A guy will come out and he'll actually look at it, make sure that everything is done according to the plans. Then you'll do your rough. You'll do all your framing work first. Your plumbing, your electrical wiring, your heating ducts have all been installed. That's your rough. You're going to get that done. And then finally, after you are done with everything, you're going to get your final. They'll schedule that final. They'll come out. Sometimes they'll even do it remotely. They'll call you. They'll have you get on your phone, your cell phone. You'll have to show them on your phone that you've done it through using your video camera. That's a pretty cool feature. They try to do that whenever they can. Finally, you'll get your certificate of occupancy, and you will have to stay on top of the inspectors to make sure that they get that final inspection. They have a lot of work done. You just have to be very persistent, always be polite, always be very professional to get your final certificate of occupancy, but you will have to continue to ask them for it in order for it to be issued. Finally, that last piece of information that I was looking for about how you can save thousands of dollars is by using the standard plan. What you want to do is the City of Los Angeles has a type of clearances called LID, which stands for Low Impact Development. And LID, if you go into this thing here, bs.org, and we're going to look for LID requirements, LID. LID requirements is low impact development, really has to do with building for stormwater containment systems. And if you are going over 500 square feet in your ADU, you will open yourself up to LID development as well as school fees. And they can be extensive. So you want to try to keep that ADU, if possible, under 500 square feet, and you won't have to pay those extra fees. If you go over 500 square feet, then you're going to have to pay those additional fees. And nothing is bad about that, but if you want to keep your costs down as low as possible, then you want to keep that underneath the 500 square feet. You'll see that most of these standard plans, here we go back to standard plans. These LADBS standard plans are all going to be around, you're going to just have to look to make sure these 340 square feet, 560, these are all fine. This one comes out right at 500. I don't know if you have to pay if it's at 500, but you can see that some of these designers have really taken that into account to make sure that it's under that 500 square feet. This one is 309 to 589, 534, 1200. It's okay to go bigger. Just know that you're going to have extra fees that you're going to have to pay for school, district, and LID development. So that's it. This one's good. I really appreciate your time. It's a long process. If you have any questions, we're going to be continuing to go through this process. Thanks.